Hi, and welcome to the first episode of Cooking with Chef Eboni, I guess. And I figured we'd start with something simple and start with the basics. What's easier than a salad? So we have a lot of variety of greens and fruits and vegetables that we're going to work with. And our protein for today is chicken breast. So I have just some chicken breast that I'm just going to clean up real fast, like cut off the fat and the membranes. And then like in here is a tendon, because this is like right where you rip off the chicken tenders. So I try to like, and a vein, which is really nasty and like terrible to like chew through. So I always cut that off, and I'm going to make them thin because I'm going to pan sear them, and they're going to brine faster. See, the tendon is right here, so if you want to cut that out, you can. But yeah, that's pretty it. That's what, pretty much it. So I'm going to put it in a brine, and a brine is what a lot of restaurants use to remove any impurities from meats and also to like tenderize it and flavor it. So I have some water here. Like a real proper brine, you like heat the water up, cool it down or whatever, but I'm making it real fast because we're just making lunch. So a lot of salt, and then I'm just gonna put like some pepper, and that's it for my brine. And then like some lemon juice maybe. But in another brine, you can put like whole peppercorns, coriander, like whatever you want to put in there. It's like, you know, it's your food. Like at the end of the day, you're the one that has to eat it. That's what I always say. So if you don't like it, it's your fault, not mine, because my food is good. So yeah. So I'm gonna do this real fast. And, awkward silence. Say something. I gotta say something. Yeah, I'm cutting out the, like, there's this piece, like, can you see that? Like that, like, it's like a vein, it's a tendon, and it's like also a vein in there, so I try to cut that out, because it's kind of, like, I don't like it, and I'm a mouthfeel kind of person, so if it feels nasty in my, like, I'm not gonna eat the rest of the food.
The texture.
Yeah.
It's all about the texture.
And are you frying these or?
I'm gonna pan sear them afterwards, so I'm gonna put them in the refrigerator, let them hang out for a little bit. We're gonna build our salad, and then once we take it out, once our salad is built, we're going to just pan sear them, and that's why I'm making them thin, because they'll cook a lot faster.
How long do you typically want to have a brine, just in general?
So if it's bone in, you're gonna do like 12 hours minimum. I would, like, you could do like whole thighs or like drums and stuff. And you can brine anything that you want. Like you can have fish fillets. Like it's to add flavor to the meat and stuff and tenderize it. So the bigger the cut, the longer you're gonna do it. And then if it's bone in, also you're gonna want to do it overnight at least.
Okay. It'll be something like I can do like the night before. Just throw the chicken in right before.
Oh yeah,
I
even
go to
better.
bed.
Even better if you do it night before.
Okay.
And then you can experiment, like I said, you can experiment with different flavors. Hello. You can experiment with different flavors. Like whole peppercorns and stuff like that. Like if I was doing overnight, I would have put whole peppercorns, not like ground already.
Okay.
Welcome to class. Feel free to ask questions. We're making salad. We're like learning the basics of salad, how to build a composed salad, and our protein for today is chicken breast. Thank you, Chef. What am I talking to myself? God damn.
Thanks.
I'm kidding. Ooh, a little bit.
Yeah. She cut the tendon out, so she shows us how to do that.
I'm definitely gonna watch that back.
See, that's why. Yeah, that was.
So, change our gloves.
Maybe that's the reason why I don't like chicken breast. I'll see how this tastes. That's what it is, because structurally I don't like the way that chicken breast typically tastes. So maybe taking that out.
The whole chicken is good. Let me tell you something.
I like the whole breast of the
If
chicken.
you can fix the beets and feets correctly, I could probably eat them too.
He said feets. Beaks and feets.
I mean, I think
Is that
it's
like
a
goats and
delicacy.
hoes?
I
Goats
think
and
it's
hoes.
a delicacy in Africa or something, but
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I would definitely.
Now, while that brines, we're going to, you want to do the salad part first or the dressing part first?
do the dressing so I could sit.
Okay, good idea. All right, so now, so when you're building a dressing, I don't like creamy ones like ranch and balsamic and like blue cheese and stuff like that. But if you want to, those are easy to build too. You can use like buttermilk. Those are usually made with buttermilk. But I like vinaigrettes. A spoon maybe. You got a spoon somewhere? For my we're fancy here, right? So when you're building a dressing, it's usually some kind of vinaigrette, like vinegar and oil. So oil and vinegar do not mix. So you have to have something that's going to allow you to emulsify it. So you can use, like Caesar uses egg yolks. Those are fine. Like that's great emulsifier. But most use like a variation of mustard. You can use mayonnaise as well. Anything that's going to get these two guys that are enemies to be best friends. So what I'm going to do
Does
is,
it break down the same though?
what do you think does it break down the same?
The mayonnaise compared to the mustard.
Does it emulsify the same?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to hold stuff. I mean, because this is already an emulsification, really. It's egg yolks and olive oil, right? So that right there is an emulsification. So you can add stuff to this if you want to, and like use it to act as a glue. But you can, like, I'm gonna show you. You can use, again, like, food is really fun because you can't be wrong. I mean, you can if it's like really terrible, like if what you made was absolutely awful. It can't be wrong, but it's fun to experiment. So what I'm gonna do is, so I want oranges in my salad, right? So I'm going to use all of the parts of the orange. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna supreme this, right? Supreme like means like supreme, like the best cut, right? So you're just taking off all of the pith part, and you angle your knife and go around, and you get all of the orange skin part off, and only leave like the juicy part. Alright, I like to. Right? Okay, but what I want is these pieces in here, right? I'm gonna save this for my salad, right? So I'm gonna cut, because you know it's like a V shape, right? So you're gonna cut, like angle your knife to the sides and go in between, like the things that, the dividers, you know, things that separate the segments. You just go all the way around, right? So I'm gonna put this in my salad later. I want a nice fresh ingredient in my salad. It's, you know, fresh pop of flavor.
And I like the fresh like color. I feel like that makes me want to eat with my eyes, like bright colors and stuff.
Yeah, we eat with our eyes first, right? Because if it looks what is that mess? I'm not eating that.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, that looks delicious. But now I have all this left, right? And it has so much juice in it. So I'm gonna squeeze this out, and I'm gonna use this as well to make my vinaigrette, right? Because that's how you build any kind of dish. Like when you repeat the flavors slowly throughout, then you have a cohesive dish, and then you're just like, oh my god, this tastes so good because this has a hint of this and this has a hint of the same thing, you know? So we throw this out or whatever, but you could do, and then I have a little bit more juice here. So that's that, right? So then what are we going for? We're going for Dijon whole grain or not? You guys can pick.
Nuts.
Not?
Nuts.
So I'm just getting food. Okay, we said not. That's the easiest way to open a jar. I don't need no man. I'm a strong, independent woman.
There we go.
All right, so we have that mustard. Hello. All right, what kind of vinegar are we going for? So balsamic is kind of sweet. Red wine, we have white wine. Now you can use any kind of vinegar like rice wine, apple cider. You know, you can go straight lemon juice if you wanted to. Any kind of acid.
What do you young ladies think?
I'm leaning toward the red wine.
Red wine? This is a good one too. Filippo Berrio. It's a good brand. It's only good if it opens.
No, you don't need a man.
You don't need it.
No, I got a knife. I but not plastic? Hello.
Right.
I'm so backwards, it's not even funny. Oh my god.
So crazy how something so small can make you feel so insignificant.
That's what she said. I'm scared. She would never say that.
Well, she's carrying.
So okay, so we have our vinegar, we have that, and we're gonna do some salt. Hello. Some pepper, and vinegar is a bit vinegary. So we're gonna add a little bit of sugar, but not a lot because oranges are pretty sweet. So if I had just lemon juice and vinaigrette and vinegar, I would have put a little bit more. And we can always add more as we go. You might need a little bit more. All right, now this is the annoying part.
I think you kind of need that. What are you making sure that you're doing?
Well, okay, so you don't want to add. Yeah, that's a good question because I'm not really paying attention to you guys anymore. I forgot you guys were here for a second. I was like,
okay.
don't break, don't break, don't break. All right, so when you're doing an emulsification, you want to drizzle it. You see how I was drizzling it in slowly? And then you want to whisk it fast enough. And I'm like, and then it also depends on, your ratio of like solids that don't, liquids that don't want to mix, and your emulsification agent, right? And like if you have a blender, much faster, obviously. But then you want to like still drizzle the oil in slowly. If you have a blender, actually, it would be you can use, instead of like mustard, if you don't like mustard as your emulsification agent, you can use like shallots or like garlic or something, like anything that's going to like act like a glue, right? Right, and you see that it's not. You see it's together, like it's not just straight oil and vinegar, because oil and vinegar will not mix, right? And then we're gonna taste it and see if we like it. If we don't like it, we fix it, right? We add more sugar. Not too bad. Not fantastic, but we'll keep going. We're gonna move this into a smaller bowl so that we can build our salad next. And we're putting the same dressing. We're putting the same salad in here, so it's whatever. So now, when we're building a salad, I like variety. I don't want a bowl of just the same thing, and I hate iceberg lettuce because it's crunchy water. I swear, it's not. It has no nutrients. It has no flavor. It's bland and boring. Who wants to eat that? Not me. So if you're trying to eat salad and you're like, this is disgusting, I agree. So we're gonna take a variety of things. So I have some nice red leaf lettuce. You don't even have to like. I just rip it up. Like just rip it into small bits, into small pieces. That's fine. No stems. No vines. Thank you. I have some spinach. Now I don't really like the stems, so I rip the stems off.
Technically, you can leave them on. Though,
You
right?
can if you want to. Absolutely, you can. I mean, any stuff that you like that I don't like. Again, your food. You have to be the one that suffers through it.
Right up.
You paid your groceries. But even when I'm cooking, even if I'm cooking the spinach, like I rip them off only because they cook differently. Like the same thing with the kale. If I threw this whole thing in the pot, the leaves are gonna be all wilted, and this is gonna be hard, and you're gonna be like, this is disgusting. You can use the stems. You cut that out and just cook that first. I don't like that one. And actually, spinach has a lot of iron in it, so what Popeye said was true. It was telling the truth. Surprisingly, some vegetables and stuff have more protein in it than like meat and stuff. Broccoli is one of those. Food for thought. Okay, so like for these kale's annoying to eat. I'm not gonna lie. It's good like this. Like you. I didn't say that. I said it's annoying to eat. I'm still chewing.
You know it yet.
I'm still chewing. Like it's like a well done steak. Like this is not the greatest. So I'm gonna show you what I do with kale, because this I'll save and like saute it up with some onions and some mushrooms and stuff and put it in an omelet. Very good. One of the hardest things to do besides putting shoes on a baby is put a glove on a wet hand.
Very
Okay. What I do with kale is I will take some of my dressing and I'll rub it in, right? And that will help tenderize the leaves a little bit, right? So that by the time you finish making your salad, this is a lot softer, right? Because it has, think about if you were gonna cook it, this would go in before, you know, like the spinach, because spinach takes 7 seconds to cook, right? But kale takes a little bit longer, right? So that's what I do. I still rip them up into small pieces, but I massage. These are really good for kale chip. You can make good chips out of these too. Do the same thing that I'm doing and throw them in the oven.
At what degrees?
350. You want to like crisp them up and dry them out a little bit. 300, 350. And then, or you could just put them in with just oil, and then like if you have like cheese powder, like nutritional yeast or like cheddar cheese powder or something like that, make your own flavors, or barbecue seasoning. They got barbecue kale chips. Easy.
How long do you cook?
Not long. You gotta keep an eye on it because they'll go fast. And I mean, it depends on how big you made your chips. Like, you know, size matters. Sorry, fellas. Hate to break it to you. No, I mean, you want consistency when you're cooking. You really do, because you know, if you put something in, one's gonna be cooked and another one's gonna be raw, and you know, you're both right, but you're both wrong at the same time, right?
You look very massagey over there. I need you to get in there.
I'm a chef, not a massage therapist, baby.
I need a little bit of a happy ending now and then.
Yeah, this was a free class.
I heard that. I heard
About
that.
to eat.
You mostly want to get in, like, because the edges of the kale, it's like that, so you kind of want to, like, you know, get in there a little bit.
Now, could you make the chips doing it that way? Just put the sauce on it and stick it in the oven instead of doing oil and powder and all
Oh
that?
yeah, I mean, yeah, the powder you would do after it came out, because
Okay.
it'll burn in the oven. But I mean, if you didn't want to do anything, you just like potato chips, just oil, throw them in the oven,
Mhm.
take them out, salt, pepper, like a potato chip. I like it, but healthier. I'm over it. Next. All right, we got some celery, and I use the hearts. The hearts are my favorite. Where's a towel? You have a towel? Thank you. Should have brought my other cutting board. Okay, I like the celery hearts for salads because they're soft, especially the yellow ones. So, and then the leaves are fine too. So I'm just gonna chop these up. Celery is really good for your bones. When I got into my car accident, I fractured my spine in 3 places. And I was back at work in 2 weeks by juicing celery. I drank a gallon a day. And I was like, my bone. I was like, I gotta get back to work. And I'm a chef, so I'm on my feet all day. The doctors even asked me, they were like, how the fuck? You should have been paralyzed. And I was like,
You're right.
power of vegetables, right?
There you go. Nice.
Okay, so there's that. What else we gonna throw in here? Got that. Okay, let's go for our fruits and vegetables. Oh, by the way, okay, we have some cabbage, some purple cabbage, really good for that. And then this is endive. Does anybody know what endive is? No, anybody ever seen it?
I've
It's-
seen it.
You've seen it before,
Yeah.
right? It's pretty good. It's really nice if you wanna like if you made a dip,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
or something. These are great for that. But I just saw them in the store and I was like, oh, they probably don't, you know.
Do they have a flavor or?
They're kind of mild, to be honest. You know, not gonna lie, but they are nice. But I like to add like a variety, always, to stuff. Just because it's important. Like certain things have different nutrients. Cabbage has different things than other things. So, and these are actually the tops of radishes. I picked the nice ones. Like there's tender ones, like these little baby ones. These ones are bigger. They're gonna be a little bit more radishy. You know, I tried to find the baby ones, but you can just, I'm gonna chop a few of those up too. Not that one.
Reach it.
I never knew you could use the top.
Yeah, you can use the tops of carrots as well. Carrot greens are good.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, it's hard too when you go in front. Okay, so I had a garden, so I would grow them myself, and I would cut the tops off when they started to get too big, and I'll leave just the center ones. You can actually, if you cut the top off of, the tops of the celery, put it in water, and just put it in the sun, they'll grow on their own. The celery tops, you can just keep grabbing them. You can do that with celery too, like the core I just threw away. You can do that too, and it'll keep growing. The radish tops, basically anything like that, like they'll keep growing. I mean, a whole radish won't grow because there's no root, but the greens will grow. Let's put a little bit. Okay. A little cabbage in there. What else? We like red onions. We like apples. What do we like? I got mangoes. I can cook this sweet potato. Like a salad, you can compose however you like.
Mango, mango.
You want to throw a mango in there? All right, we got nectarines. This is walnut crumble, so I make like candied walnuts and I ground that up, put that as a topping. I got some strawberries and like tri-colored carrots as well.
Carrots too.
All right, we don't forget our oranges. Get some mango in there. Right.
Mango.
Me too. Really good. Perfect for smoothies. Just walk around the house with a whole mango. What the hell's going on with this one? Do mangoes grow in America anywhere? I don't think so. Not this one for sure. That's one thing working in the restaurants. I'm really spoiled. Let's get the best of the best, always. And I go to the supermarket and I have to shop like peasants. Ugh. Oh my God, it's awful. I'm like, what you mean you don't have no escargot? Where am I now? You know, super bougie. Alright, so we're throwing some mango. Strawberries.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good
Good, see? Engaging. And like, you want, like, this looks good, right? We want, like, you want this or you want some fucking iceberg? No. Be serious. Like, when I was a kid, I just didn't like a lot of stuff. Mushrooms, all kind of stuff. And then I started cooking for myself and I was like, y'all just don't know how to cook. Like, it's not the food, it's y'all. So, and then I was like, my aunt was the worst. Like, you could mistake her chicken cutlets for cardboard. Like, was this alive at one point? Like, you can't be serious. All right, we got strawberries. And that's it, right? That's good. We'll put some of the walnut on top afterwards. All right, so I'm gonna pass here the chicken real fast. All right, so now we have our chicken. We poured out the water, out the brine, and I'm just gonna season it with, I have already some salt. It sat in the salt already for a little bit. I'm just gonna put a little bit of lemon juice, just to keep it fresh, you know? Make sure your pan is hot. And it's gonna spit, because the oil and water don't mix, right? We just learned that.
Right.
I like that term, spit. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's gonna spit on you.
Okay.
That's what we say. So what you wanna do is turn your pan like this and put the chicken in like this, so it won't spit in on you as much. That gives it time to,
Super smart.
yep,
Oh.
like that. So then when you lay it down, the oil comes down slowly, okay?
And then it has
Medium
all
to
the
high heat.
seasonings
Huh?
in it. Oh, she teaching me something.
Medium to high heat, and that's it. Just let them all cook real nice.
So what's the purpose of the lemon juice?
All flavor.
Just for
I mean, if you wanted, you can use lemon to clean it.
Uh-huh.
Lemon, I mean, if you didn't have time to brine, you can, you know, just rub your chicken or your meat with lemon. Lemon pretty much kills everything. Lemon and salt, you know, pretty much will kill and almost anything.
Can you use limes instead?
Yeah, and limes are good too. I would say not orange. Orange has a lot of sugar. So sugar is food for bacteria. So. And like, if you have leftover, like say you made some kind of brining yesterday, and you have leftover that, like, I love to do this with like brown rice or quinoa or something. I cooked it yesterday, but I'll just add a little bit of like citrus and like maybe some fresh vegetables, like dice some carrots or some celery, and toss that and turn it into like a cold salad, you know, and then have a little protein as well with that. You can always use your leftovers, like you have leftover potatoes and stuff like that, like you roasted them, chop them up, and like toss them with a little bit of salt and pepper, and you have another cold salad. Like you can use, and then just add a bunch of like fresh vegetables and stuff. Should have been longer.
How about your vinaigrette? Like, how long does that stay good stored in the fridge?
I mean, I didn't add anything to it, so almost indefinitely. I mean, it was just mustard and vinegar for the most part. I mean, especially if you didn't add the citrus to it. I mean, vinaigrette, a real vinaigrette could last you forever almost. Like, I mean, it's just vinegar and oil.
Right.
As long as you, how long does it sit in the cabinet for? You know what I mean? How long does mustard last in the refrigerator? I mean, these are not things that are gonna go bad. So you can make if you like the recipe that you made, you're like, oh my god, let's make a big batch, and then you just store it in jars later on. You don't have to buy.
You don't have to refrigerate it, you can put it in.
I would. Once I mix something together, once I fabricate something, I'll leave it in the refrigerator. Like you leave your vinaigrette, like, you know, if you got Robusto or like French or something like that, once you opened it, you left it in there.
Right.
You know, especially if you're using a milk-based one, like a ranch. If you made fresh ranch, which we could, because it's just balsamic, buttermilk and seasoning, I would definitely leave that in the refrigerator. All right. I should have left it more on the one side. Whatever. My pan wasn't hot enough when I put it in the first one, so it's not gonna have a
We
lot
got
of
plenty
color.
more chicken to get better shot, so.
Huh? Oh yeah, I have more chicken.
Yeah.
My pan wasn't hot enough.
No worries.
And when you're cooking anything, you don't want to cook it all the way to completion in the pan, right? I know people are very scared of chicken because they think you're gonna get, if you eat raw chicken, you're gonna die. Yeah, you're gonna die, but this is not raw. Like, you know, if you take it out when it's 90% cooked, you have what's called carryover cooking. So as soon as I take this off the pan, as soon as I take this out of the pan, it doesn't mean that it's gonna stop cooking immediately unless I drop it in ice water, right? That's called shocking. You do that with vegetables. But when I take this out the pan, it's still hot, so it's still gonna keep cooking. So if you take this out the pan and it's completely done, all the way done, by the time you get it on the plate and serve it, it's dry. And it's dry. There's nothing else to say other than it's dry by the time you get it there.
So is that a good idea with any meat, any form of cooking, whether it's deep frying, put it in the oven, or
Yeah, any form of cooking, no matter any kind of meat, any fruit, vegetable, anything that you're cooking, there's always carryover cooking, right? And especially if you're making a jam or a sauce, you take it off and then it's still gonna keep like evaporating. So your sauce is gonna get thicker too. Like, you know, when we make jams and stuff, when you see it on the stove, you cook it to about 90%, knowing that it's still gonna thicken up and then it's gonna cool down and stuff like that. So you have to think about that when you're doing stuff, you know. And then it depends on what kind of, you know, especially that's the case when you're doing steaks. You know, because if you want a medium steak, if you cook it to medium in the pan, you take it out, it's going to rest, it's going to be medium well by the time you get it to this person.
Don't get too fat. I saw those
Behind the scenes.
with Chef Ebony.
Smells good already.
Guys at work always watch me like whiskey stuff, and I'll be like, "Yep, my hand jobs go crazy."
Oh.
Yeah, I got those wrist pants on, nigga. Yeah, what's up?
Oh, you see this?
Watch
You
me.
see this?
Yeah, I'm like, I know you want some.
Food.
Something to eat.
Yeah. Bonus.
Oh yeah, this one's better. Okay.
I'm also trying to get them out of the back of the window.
Oh, and I should have dried the chicken. That's why too. I didn't dry it. See, I'm not perfect. I look perfect, and I pretend like I am, but I'm not. If you wanted more color, you like dry it when you take it out the brine. That's why it's not coloring.
Oh, it still smells really good.
Huh?
It still smells good.
No, I mean this would be fine, but if you wanted like a nice caramelized, see,
That golden.
yeah, like that. Like more
Dry
more.
your meat.
It's because I didn't dry it.
It's important to dry the meat.
Yeah, I mean it won't spit on you as much too. I mean, but I'm used to it.
Somebody likes to get spit on.
Hot tour. What that one guy say? He said, if you don't hop to it, I don't want to talk to it. That's what he said. That's what some guy said. Hey,
I haven't heard that one.
I haven't either, but that is hilarious. And I believe somebody actually said
some
that.
TikTok guy said it. They got shirts now? Oh, I didn't make enough salad. I have to cut up all salad.
We can get you some more B-roll. You just cutting up stuff.
Huh?
You can get some. What happened? The light went out.
What happened?
Oh. Yeah.
Now, if you wanted to, this on the pan, the brown stuff, when you cook stuff, is called fond, F-O-N-D. And it's just like caramelized meat juices, and it has a lot of flavor. So if you really wanted to, you could throw in some kind of liquid to get it, like the lemon juice or, you know, a little bit of water or something like that, and then like use that to like glaze the chicken. F-O-N-D, like what? So what you would do is like, right, it's like that. And then if you wanted to like slice your chicken and like let it sit in the juice or something like that, like type of thing. But yeah, that's called the fond. Yeah. Mhm.
Yes, sir. That's you.
All right. So now we're gonna toss the salad and cut the chicken. I said the salad, not yours. All right. Whoa, bro. Director, they're out in here wilding, bro.
So how long after pulling it out of the skillet would you say you let it sit?
Well, it's gonna. You see the steam's coming off still. So if I cut it right this second. If I cut it right this second, immediately when it comes off, all of the juice, all of the flavor is gonna be on my cutting board and not on your plate. So I'm gonna mix the salad. I'm gonna plate up the salad and then slice the chicken real fast.
So how long would you recommend? Like,
Not long. I mean, not very, very long.
So
I mean,
stop steaming or?
yeah, like a minute or two.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, like a minute or two.
So you recommend do not cut it off.
Yeah, it's called resting.
Yes,
So
give it a
whenever you
chance to
pull a
rest.
steak or anything off, I mean, except for like fish. Fish don't really bleed like that. I mean, you don't usually slice the fish. You usually send it whole. But it's called resting. So whenever you do like a steak or whatever, you're gonna let it rest for a second, so it has time to, like, okay, because when you're cooking the meat, it's hot. So it's like anytime you add heat to something, your cells, they expand. And so right now they're all expanded because they're all hot. You want them to cool down a little bit so they can reabsorb the moisture. Like think about in the summertime, you're hot, you're like, get off me, I'm hot. And then in the summertime, you're like, come close, I'm cold. You know, so think about that. Like think about it that way. Is this 2 plates? Am I fucking high? All right, I forgot what this tastes like. I forgot if it's good or not. All right, now when you're doing a dressing, when you're dressing a salad, you don't want to pour it directly on top. You're just gonna brown these guys here. You want to, ideally, I would have had a bigger mixing bowl, but you kind of want to go on the outside of the bowl, right? Because that way you can fold it. You kind of want to like scoop from the bottom and fold it, right? You don't want to like no. You want to like, you know, mix them all together.
Lather it down.
Yeah, like
Show
you know,
some.
like sometimes too, I'll do like this, and I easily distribute it like within your hands and stuff. Because the worst thing is you have an overdressed salad where it just tastes like just straight dressing. I'm like, man, what is this? Like you want it to be flavorful, and you want to still be able to taste the flavor of everything else that you put in here, right? So grab some leaves. Na, 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 na. I need to rip up more leaves. I'll make one first. See what it looks like. And then you want to cut on a bias. So it means you're like not just like this, because it has to do with the way the see? Perfect. Still moist, not dry, you know, still moist. Right? Beautiful. On a bias, it has to do with how the muscles are built. And that's it, basically. It's not me, this is double printed. Every time I grab this plate, I think I'm grabbing there's 2 plates here. I'm high as shit. But yeah, so basically that's it. And then I put a little bit of crumble on top, just for fun. But yeah.
That's amazing.
Yummy.
Yay.
Yummy.
All right, so now let me feed everybody else. And that's it. Simple, quick, refreshing. Like you can always have these like things cut ahead. You see how I have them in my containers? You just grab it and you know, make yourself a quick salad.
This is so good. Calling in first though.
Yeah, it's definitely.
forget.
Yep, I think it's definitely the tendon. I definitely think it's the tendon because I definitely like this chicken here. This chicken breast right here.
Thanks, Chef.
Well, if you're doing the privacy of your own home, it's not completely discussed here, okay?
But I'm just saying, like, that,
He wasn't expecting. He wasn't ready for them juices and berries to be as fortifying as they was. And for that,
because if it wasn't good, I would just stop it and go back to the strawberry. You know what I mean?
He said,
Like-
I was willing to risk my life.
Like, 'cause at the end of the day, if it wasn't good, I wouldn't have got to the strawberry. But it was good, so I'm like, I might as well eat the strawberry. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Put his life on the line.
see if they
Yeah.
was worth
And again,
the
like I
bite.
said, we did find this lunch to be nice and fortifying and helpful, and thank God that we know that we can get full off of juices and berries. And for that we say, thank you. You're welcome.
Clean Plate Club.
Clean plate club. Delicious. So good you can lick your plate.
So we scraping on
All right.
It's nothing left on this plate.